I'm standing outside the press club. Or it used to be the press club. For a touring musician, booking a show on a weeknight could be disastrous, but this building proved to be the exception to the rule. They would find a receptive audience, supportive local bands, and a generous promoter who got it. And that promoter is our guest today, Mr. Sean Hills. Welcome to night number 2.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Rock, rock, rock and roll horse show. Rock, rock, rock and roll horse show. Rock, rock, rock and roll horse show. Whoa, oh, oh. Rock, rock, rock and roll horse show. Rock, rock, rock and roll horse show. Rock, rock, rock and roll horse show. Whoa, oh, oh. I wanna believe in things I can't see. Explore the unknown and try to sing in key.
Hi, everybody. Love you. Miss you. Let's do this again in real life sometime. Please. Wear a fucking mask. Support these venues. Let's keep our scene alive. Hopefully, I'll see you guys again soon.
Came to this land with nothing but a dream. Became a hostage in the land of the free. Come to find out, things are not what they seem. 5 generations cogs in this machine. Work 40 years and die without a dime. Tell me, what was the point of you selling your time? Can't put the truth in a market of lies. After 2 centuries, we should not be surprised. Built monuments on the backs of the slave, then bury them all in an unmarked grave. Still asking for more after all that they gave. Cowardice defines this home of the brave. Work 40 years and die without a dime. Tell me, what was the point of you selling your time? Can't find the truth in a market of lies. After 2 centuries, we should not be surprised. Let freedom ring, let cage birds sing. In this land of liberty, let freedom ring, let cage birds sing. In this land of liberty, liberty for all, except you and me, and the land of the free. A free for all who are part of the majority. Home of the brave and the land of the free. A free for all who are part of the majority. Home of the brave and the land of the free. Free for all who are part of the majority. Home of the brave and the land of the free. A free for all who are part of the majority. Home of the brave and the land of the free. A free for all who are part of the majority.
Love you guys.
All right, and here we are, the main event of the evening, Mr. Sean Hills. Sean, how are you tonight?
I'm doing all right.
Doing all right. Well, Sean, I just want to, well, you know, I thought I was going to have some White Claw in the house, but I don't. So I've got some Bogle Phantom that I'm going to drink for the antioxidants.
There you go.
Well, Sean, let's just get this out of the way. The elephant in the room. It's been a very, very tense 2020. And you and I, sometimes we have butt heads. And so I just want to extend that olive branch. And tonight, or whenever people are watching this morning, this afternoon, I'm going to be a Giants fan again. I was a Giants fan for one season, and because of Andrew McCutchen. Then he went to the Yankees, and I couldn't be a Yankees fan, so I went back to my Pirates. There we go. All right, there it is. There it is. I can't grow the beard though. I don't feel like a member of the Sacramento music scene because I can't grow a full beard. I look like a dog with mange, or like, you know, those old Wolfman movies, like 3 stills in, like it's just all patchy. I can't grow anything over
The
here.
only reason I grow it is because I'm lazy and I don't want anybody to see my double chin. So you're doing fine.
All right. Well, here we go. Let's go Giants. Is that how it goes?
Yep.
Okay.
Baby.
All right. So where did Punch and Pie come from? Where did the name Punch and Pie come from?
Punch and Pie is a throwaway line from the South Park musical movie.
Okay.
Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. And
Okay.
if there's just a scene where the South Park boys are trying to God, it's been a while since I've seen the movie. I'm trying to remember the context of it, but basically they're trying to get people together to form the resistance. And I think it's Cartman that says, you know, if you tell them that there's going to be Punch and Pie there, there's more likely that people are going to show up to the resistance. So on the invitation, put Punch and Pie.
All right.
And I don't know why that stuck with me. I just started booking shows, and when it came time to, you know, brand myself or whatever, you know, I figured this is silly. Let's just call it Punch and Pie. Then people will come to the show. So
well, but how does it? I mean, because it is a brand. It is a brand, Punch and Pie, and then on top of that, with your graphics, it's very noticeable when it's a Punch and Pie poster. Was that all by design, or did that just fall into place, or how did that? Because that is, I mean, when you mention a brand, that is a brand in Sacramento, Punch and Pie Productions.
Yeah, I mean, I think it largely has to do with the fact that for so many years I've been booking so many damn shows. So the name gets out there a little bit, I guess. You know, as for the flyers and stuff, you know, I've been making the flyers for my own shows, for my own band since the very beginning. And I went to school for graphic design. And I've always had a lot of fun just making those gig posters. It's one of the funnest things that I think graphic designers get a chance to do, or make gig posters. And so I've just always really enjoyed it. I have fun with it. And you know.
I've got a few of your posters up in my guitar room right now. I've got a Teenage Bottle Rocket and a Dwarves poster and all that. At what point did you start
doing shows that didn't include your bands?
When I started like booking shows, you mean?
Yeah. Well, because I like you know, I would book shows, but usually my band was on the show, or I'd be helping a band that's on tour. But and every now and then I do a show as a favorite of friends. But you started just making it part of your thing, like booking 5 or 6 shows a week.
That's definitely how it started, though.
Yeah.
You know, was you know, I was having a hard time getting my own band on shows at certain venues or what have you, and so I just started booking shows for my own band out of necessity.
Yeah.
And then we would go on the road and we'd play with these cool bands from out of town. And there's kind of when those bands decide to get out of town and play in Sacramento, they would contact me to see if I could return the favor and help them out. And so it just kind of snowballed until the point that you know, I was booking more shows than my band could possibly play.
Yeah.
And I think word kind of started to get out that if you wanted to play in Sacramento, try hitting up Sean at Punch and Pie, and he might be able to help you out. So that's when I started booking over at the Press Club, and it just kind of kept building on itself after a while.
Well, you definitely built up quite a network through Bastards of Young. You were always the go-to in terms of booking it and all the touring that you've done. And with the Press Club, but the thing that I find is unique is the Press Club built its reputation off weeknight shows. How did your experience on the road help you realize how important those weeknight shows are? Those shows on a Wednesday or a Thursday.
Right. I mean, when you're on tour, unfortunately, you know, unless you are whatever, U2 or the Rolling Stones, you can't afford to just take the week off and tour on the weekends.
Yeah.
So even taking one night off sometimes can be really costly for small bands on the road.
Absolutely.
So you need somewhere to play on those Monday through Thursday nights, you know. And at the Press Club, it was more of a necessity sort of thing, honestly. Doing shows on the weekends weren't necessarily prohibited, but we had popular dance nights on Friday and Saturday and Sunday nights, and those all kind of like helped pay the bills.
Yeah.
We did a matinee shows on the weekends occasionally, and those were always fun. But you know, those weeknight shows, doing stuff in the middle of the week, they were always a lot of fun. You know, I know that some people can't stay out late on a school night, but you know, I think those shows always went relatively well, considering that it was on a weeknight, and I think it had a lot to do with the fact that there weren't a million other things to do like there is on your average Friday or Saturday sometimes, you know. And
you've done some creative things to try and get people to come out on a Wednesday or on a Thursday. What were some of any of those come to mind right now? Some of the little creative twists that you've done on shows, whether it's a theme or whatnot?
Yeah, you know, I don't know. I had a lot of crazy ideas that I never actually went through with, but
well, like what? Like, is there any that you care to share, or do you want to?
Well, the dumbest one was definitely a show that I threw on my birthday a few years back, and I coerced everybody to come out. I tempted them with the free hot dog buffet. We had about 100 hot dogs in a steamer in the back of the Press Club with the buns and all of the fixins.
And how'd that go?
There were only a few hot dogs left at the end of the night. I may have had more than my fill.
Yeah, well, there you go. But you're kind of like a jack of all trades when it comes to those shows. You're not just promoting; you're also sometimes running the door and running sound, and then paying out at the end of the night. But I'm sure you've had your experience as a touring musician of being treated poorly by the promoters. How has that changed the way that you handle the shows that you put on when you're dealing with touring bands?
Yeah, a lot of times these bands are coming to town and they don't really know anybody. I've been in that situation a lot of times, and I know how it feels to kind of be in a strange place
Mm-hmm.
where you don't know anybody. So I've just always tried to be friendly and welcoming, not only to bands like from out of town and on the road, but even the local bands.
Yeah.
It's I don't know, it's a brutal business sometimes, and a lot of people don't have a lot of patience or empathy.
Yeah.
I understand that side of it too. I've been that guy running sound and
Yeah. Yeah.
looking at my watch, trying to tell this band to get the hell off the stage because they've been playing for
Yeah.
way too long or something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's
Well, you mentioned local bands, and when I met you, you were that young kid trying to get shows for his band, and kind of tagging along, introducing you to other promoters, whatnot. And now you are the wise scene veteran. How do you pass on when you're working a weeknight show and you have a local band, a young local band, and they may not understand the I don't know, unspoken rules about taking care of a touring band? How do you break that to them, or have you had to do that?
yeah. I mean, sometimes there's just no easy way to say it. I mean, and honestly, it's an awkward conversation maybe,
Yeah.
but you just like say, hey, listen, guys, I'm not trying to be a dick, but the next time we do this, how about you break your drums off the stage instead of taking 30 minutes to get
Yeah.
your gear off, I don't know. Yeah, I think that, younger bands and sometimes even older bands that never got the memo.
Yeah.
appreciate that.
And I should make sure to clarify that it's not always just the younger bands that don't get those, but also making sure that the touring band has the sweet spot right in the middle, and making sure the touring band gets the lion's share of the door, because I know there's so much money that comes through the door on a Wednesday night sometimes.
Right.
But when was do you remember the first time you went into the press club?
The first time I ever went into the press club was on my 21st birthday. I was raised a nice Catholic boy, and I never had really partied or drank or did any drugs up until that point. So I went out with a bunch of my friends, and we got drunk on whatever people handed me that night.
So it's the press club's fault.
It was the press club's fault, man. It was
Was
80
the
right at the press club.
was the stage where it currently was when you were doing the bookings, or was it in the old location where the bar was?
Yeah. By the time I turned 21, they had moved the stage to the other side, into the corner. But there were still some other, over the years that club had architecturally evolved quite a bit.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Definitely
had one of the most legendary punk rock bathrooms.
Oh man, yeah. I think it would probably have given CBGB a run for its money back in the day.
Absolutely. I still have it in my sinuses, the smell of that bathroom. So are you at liberty to say what's in the future in terms of the press club?
The owner of the press club also owns the building down the street where Midtown Barfly is at.
Okay. Where you've done some larger shows there.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a bigger room, bigger club, and we've done some bigger shows there over the years. So I'm hoping that there's still a possibility of doing that in the future when things start to reopen. Yeah, I don't know exactly what Midtown Barfly will be back open at some point in the future. Not sure exactly what will be going on where the press club has been for the past 30 plus
and I think people, it's although the name will live on, people they have their hearts in that building, and hopefully they can find a new love for the new location. But you've never limited yourself to the Press Club. Although Punch and Pie and Sean Hill's, it's synonymous with live music at the Press Club, but you've never limited yourself to just that one venue. You've done shows all over.
Yeah. I eventually was hired on to handle their booking over at the Press Club, but even when I worked there, I was booking shows at places like the Blue Lamp or the Cafe Colonial.
Yeah.
On times, like we were talking about earlier, on the weekends when I wasn't able to have an evening show, but a band was coming through, I could do that at the Blue Lamp or the Cafe, or any other number of venues that have come and gone through Sacramento.
Well, and for so long, I mean, for so many years, you were just pedal to the metal shows, weekly shows, multiple weekly shows, and now all of a sudden the brakes hit. And I think if there's anyone that could have that deserved a break, it was you. But what do you miss most about that weekly grind that you had?
Yeah, I mean, for the first couple of months, I'm not going to lie, it was kind of nice having a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
I can't remember prior to this happening, I can't remember the last time that, I didn't have at least, a half a dozen to a dozen shows in any given month. And
did that impact your love of playing music?
No, what it made me appreciate even more was going to shows where I didn't have to play or have any responsibility.
Oh, okay.
I would go see, the Descendants or somebody play Ace or down in San Francisco, and I could just sit back and relax and not have to stress about playing the show or paying out bands or anything.
You could leave. You could leave before while there's still people there.
I could just drink and enjoy the show and have a good time without it being, a work at all. And that's always nice.
How about as a performer?
I still feel like, even as a performer, I love playing, and it didn't feel like an obligation or a responsibility, except to maybe not drink too much before we get on stage. Playing was always fun.
Yeah.
It always is fun. But just you still feel like,
I totally get it. So I don't, at my age, I didn't get a chance to go out to shows as often as I would want to, but I would still have that weird feeling like, wait, I don't have to load up anything afterwards, or I can leave whenever I want to. I don't have to stick around and settle out or anything of that nature.
Sell merch.
Sell and have to worry about the merch table and whatnot. So, what do you miss? What else do you miss right now?
Yeah, I mean, the first couple of months I enjoyed the break, but man, now at what are we, the 8-month mark or whatever, crazy. I miss it so much. Yeah. And just everything. I miss, honestly, the biggest thing, I think, shows for me and a lot of other people, that was kind of our social life, our, forget Facebook and Instagram and all that social media crap, but we would get together and have some drinks, watch some bands, and hang out and catch up with each other. And there's just so many people that I haven't seen in damn near a year that I really miss. And would love to go have a beer and watch a band play.
Well, and then also the number of friends that you made as a musician up north, down in Southern California, even out in the Midwest, that you get to see when they're coming through.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just such a wonderful connection. And, we're really lucky that music has helped us make those lifelong connections. But
no, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, before we go, what's a message that you would like to give to the local music scene, whether it's musicians, touring musicians, or just people who come out who are willing to come out on a Wednesday night? Or a toast to them. Either one. I'm a little thirsty. I don't know about you.
Well, I mean, hopefully, with news of a possible vaccine in the
Yeah.
final stages of development here, we might possibly be seeing, sometime next year where we can have some shows again. And
Yeah.
I just hope that everybody enthusiastically supports music and
Yeah.
bands and venues when they're able to do so.
Do you think in a weird way this could have been a good thing for our scene?
Yeah,
I mean, I hate saying that because we've lost lives. I mean, and I want to say, well, but it's great for our scene. No, we've lost human lives. But do you think, as far as our scene is concerned, this absence that we've had for 8 months, do you think that it can turn into a good thing for us?
Yeah, I think that hopefully, it'll just it's made a lot of people realize that they may have been taking this kind of thing for granted.
Absolutely.
For a while. You never know when the next show might be.
Yeah.
So just when things start to reopen, just if you've got a little bit of extra scratch, go out to a show and
Yeah.
support the venues that have been struggling so hard. I mean, the bands obviously have all been struggling as well, but man, the venues that are lucky to survive this situation are going to need our help a lot.
Yeah.
So go out there and catch a show and
Well,
bring a friend.
I can't think of a better way to end our episode than with that message. So, Sean, I'm gonna, from one-time Giants fan to a long-time Giants fan. You've got your White Claw. I've got my Bogle.
Cheers.
Salute to you. Thank you. And I'm so glad that I met you so many years ago. And I still have my Florence Nightingale Effect CD. I still have that. I don't know if I love it. I thought it was great.
We peaked way too early.
Wait, are we going to re-release it on vinyl?
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't know if I have one of those CDs.
All right. Well, I'll dig it out for you. I got rid of most of my CDs, but I kept ones that meant something to me. So I still have that. It's the thin case with the Dwight D. Eisenhower photo on it.
Nice.
So I still got it. Maybe we'll put it out. We'll put out a split 7-incher or something with that.
Perfect.
All right, man. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Punch and Pie himself, Mr. Sean Hills, with a drink to you.
Happy birthday, Danny.
Hi everyone, I'm Ricky, and this song's called Hot Summer, and it goes out to you.
The summer is always too high. Take me somewhere where the people in there are all cool and my eyes steam too much. You told me I complain a lot and I can't disagree. There's something I'm trying to change about myself, but it's harder. As time goes on, I'm bitter more than before. It's deafening. Moves and things that I see in the mirror. I don't know. So tell me not me. Really angry. Winter it's always too cold, fucking freezing. I'm finding excuses to why I'm never wrong. I am always so wrong. Give me a break and I'll give at least one whole day. Free from the land, that's my way. I'm dragging and dragging and dragging me 42-6. We can't speak about good things happening, and I to 6 we can speak about good things happening in our lives and be free from the shit surrounding. Always have